Welcome to Live with Lisa, California edition. I'm your host, Lisa Song-Sutton. In this episode, we get a chance to profile some of California's most influential young entrepreneurs. We have a great show lined up for you, so let's get right to it. We have a sit-down interview with Nina Ojeda, founder of Prete and member of Young Entrepreneurs Council. So you have some really exciting things coming up with Avenue West and Prete. Fill us in.
Yeah, so Prete is a members-only platform that allows you to get the best blowouts and manicures in your city. And we launched about 3 months ago and have already just kind of exploded, which is great. I couldn't have asked for a better situation. But being that, I own a company called the Avenue West, which is a go-to-market agency where we work with a variety of clients sort of on the same type of thing, it's definitely been a challenge and a new process for me to try and organize myself and my time and honestly my team's time in order to make the best situation out of everything. But it's definitely been a challenge.
What is your best tip for trying to manage all of those things plus scale?
Yeah, I think if someone were to have told me 3 months ago the one thing that I needed to watch out for, I probably wouldn't have heard it. But the one thing I would say is be aware that your time, you are going to fail somewhere. And that's already an issue. As an entrepreneur, you will fail every single day. But you do need to be really aware that you will not have a life for a little while trying to build something again, because while one of your companies may be on autopilot, it won't be anymore once your attention starts to veer in another direction. So it's really just about making sure you do have that balance. You
have such a great company culture, and I heard that you even let dogs into the office. Your staff can bring the dogs in as well. Why is that something that helps your company?
Sure. So, I personally am a huge dog lover, animal lover in general. Even with Prete, we donate to animal charities all the time. So, another big thing is just if you're working long hours, which we often do in marketing and PR and really almost in any industry when you're a boutique agency, it allows people to, I think, have a little bit more of a relaxed demeanor on a day-to-day basis because they're not worried about, making it home in time to feed or walk their dogs. And there's now even apps like Wag that could even come here and walk. But it's nice to also, I don't know if you've experienced this, but I can sit at my desk for 12 hours without realizing and not getting up. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to have my dogs here that I have to leave the desk and actually walk around the block, which is nice for, creativity doesn't foster in a situation where you're sitting and eating at your desk all day.
Mm-hmm. What is your best time management tip?
That's a tough one. I think knowing yourself and when you're most and when you get the most done. I have a sprint between 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. I don't know why, but that's like my most productive time chunk. And I think everyone is completely different. Some people are 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. They have a crazy burst of energy, but knowing when that is for yourself and working around that is, I think, really important.
What do you look for when you're looking to hire on new staff?
I think I really just like people who are enthusiastic about whatever it is that they're doing. I think it's difficult, you never really know what a company culture will be like when you add in a new personality, and you always want to try to make sure that that's a fit. But I think in general here and even in Prete, you have to just be a super enthusiastic person, or else it will be difficult because we're all so excited about what we do every day. So you definitely have to be like that, very upbeat.
Having the background that you do, and obviously being able to look at other companies and figure out how you could best help them grow, what's your tip for helping companies grow?
Sure. I think especially for startup, I think one of the things that a lot of startups tend to skimp on early is marketing, because it seems very expensive and it seems like smoke and mirrors, and you can't, when people can't track something directly, it becomes really scary, and I totally understand that. But one thing we do see when we see a problem with a startup, it's one of three things. It's either their tech is broken, their leadership has an issue, or it's marketing. And thankfully, all of those things are fixable, but the one thing is just make sure you invest in marketing, or else your customer acquisition costs are going to be even higher than they need to be when you're finally ready to actually start putting in the energy and hiring a marketing person, or even just running ads for yourself.
If you were to sell one of your companies, what is something that you would consider in the sale of it and kind of getting to that level of it ready to be sold?
I think for us, company culture is a really big thing. I think, for me, I would want to make sure that everybody every stakeholder felt that this was a good move. And while I know that that's completely unrealistic and you're never going to get everybody to sign off on everything, the company or whoever is purchasing needs to have the same core values as we do. I think that's pretty much my number one piece. And I think price is sort of a secondary thing for me. I think making sure that, this lives on is important. Having something sold and broken into parts is kind of heartbreaking. So I would hope that, it would be the opposite.
And what is one thing that all young entrepreneurs should be doing right now?
I think reading, actually. I think there is an easy way for you to just kind of get lost into whatever it is you're doing and sort of shut yourself off from the world. And I probably am the worst example. But I think that, a lot of young entrepreneurs aren't reading and staying up to date with what's going on in the world, because whether or not it's directly affecting your industry, it will eventually. And you do need to be aware of even politics, which is painful now anyway. But you have to be aware of all those things. And, even if you don't have time to read, and I'm a perfect example, I'm constantly running around. So I downloaded Audible, and now I'm just constantly listening to books over and over again. And I honestly think I'm better for it. And I highly recommend that to anyone. It's impossible otherwise.
When was the last time you truly competed? When was the last time you fought valiantly for what was rightfully yours? When was the last time you rewrote history? In the United States and around the world, we are Ultra Brand, and we build the world's most innovative and aggressive brands.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. All through my city, all through my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights when everything goes.
Contact us at mohicamedia.com.
Filmed on location at the University of California, Irvine. Stay tuned for a special segment brought to you by Youngry.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Ash Kumra. I'm the co-founder, CEO of Youngry. Youngry is an entrepreneurship movement. We are here to provide democratized entrepreneurship news, helpful mentorship content, and e-commerce products so that you can become a better entrepreneur. What we're doing with Youngry 2 is kind of unique. We are officially launching later this year, but right now we want to get to know our core audience, which is the entrepreneur ecosystem. But here's the thing, we really need your help. We want you to be a part of our movement. We are doing something which is very unique for an entrepreneur media company. we decided to do an equity crowdfunding campaign so that you, as someone as part of the entrepreneur ecosystem, can be part of our journey from day one. We've partnered with Republic.co, which is an AngelList-backed equity crowdfunding platform. So here's the deal. Support our campaign, share our campaign, be a part of the Youngry movement, and let's make history together, and let's make sure that there's no entrepreneur around that ever feels lonely or feels like they're the only one working on their hustle. Let's all make that network effect happen together, collectively, as entrepreneurs.
Hi, my name is Vincent Vitale, and I'm a growth and marketing advisor at Youngry. I'm excited to get involved with Youngry right now because of what I see in the future. I think this is going to be the one source for all entrepreneur content, and it would be the perfect place if you could just go to this one place, Youngry, to get any content you need as far as being an entrepreneur is concerned. I know I myself had to find content through 200 different places just to find what I needed to be the entrepreneur I am today. This will make things a lot easier for all of you.
Hi, my name is Dan Vo, and I'm the Chief of Staff for Youngry. The reason that young entrepreneurs should care about Youngry is because it's going to have a database of new information that's constantly coming out that people will need in order to make their company better. Resources that generally are publicly available, but most people just don't find. It's trying to explain to millennials and Gen Z kids why they should watch C-SPAN because it's the most objective news source out there. It's kind of dry, it's kind of boring, it's kind of hard to find, even if it is readily available. Youngry will be able to filter through all that information and present it in a way that people actually want to read it and how it will pertain to their own company.
Welcome to Synergy Sotheby's International Realty. Our purpose is to artfully unite extraordinary properties with extraordinary lives. We are committed to helping our clients purchase or sell with unparalleled service from start to finish. With nearly 700 offices worldwide, including 2 in Las Vegas and Henderson, we provide access to luxury homes, investment properties, and more. Synergy Sotheby's International Realty.
Welcome to Sin City Cupcakes, Las Vegas's #1 alcohol-infused cupcake company. With over 40 decadent flavors, all of our product is baked fresh and made to order. We offer free delivery by the dozen across the Las Vegas Valley. We specialize in making your event or occasion fabulous. Call us at 702-776-0955 or place your order online today at sincitycupcakes.com.
Welcome to brandbridge.org. We connect quality brands with passionate influencers. Brands who want to grow need to be talked about. And it isn't enough to just have a company social media account. BrandBridge is a community with a vast network of influencers that can help your brand connect with millions of new customers in a meaningful way. You need trusted, curated influencers on your side that you can grow a true partnership with over time. We deliver substantial increases in engagement and awareness, along with rich analytics to track your social growth. Visit our website at brandbridge.org and download our app today.
Hey everybody, it's Phil Laboon, and on today's Wake, Hustle, Sleep, I'm going to tell you how you can use social media to pretty much land any job you want. Okay, so tip number 1, start engaging with the social media profiles of the company you're applying for. If you want to blow the company's mind, start sharing their post on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, whatever they're active on, start quoting it, start sharing it, start liking it, just start engaging with it, and then bring it up in the interview. Start telling them how you've noticed, oh, I like that post you did, I actually shared it the other day, I actually liked it, I actually commented, I posted my own picture. There's nothing better than showing you actively got involved behind the scenes with their company's social media. Okay, so tip number 2, get published in industry publications. Now, everyone's probably saying, oh, I don't know how to get published in these big magazines. It's 2016. There's a million blogs with whatever you want to do, and you'll find a million places that'll publish whatever you have to write. Well, not anything, but pretty much anything. And then you can use that in every interview. So write 2 or 3 articles, get published, and start reaching out to people left and right and showing them the interview process that you're going above and beyond, and you're actually writing content, and you're getting your thoughts down on paper for them to read. Okay, so tip number 3. What I would do is build a Facebook or some type of community around the industry. When you're in the interview, you can say, yeah, I'm so into this industry, I actually created a group around it and I engage with people, I ask questions, I talk, I interact, and then you can go through the page and show them how you're actually interested in the industry. What this does is it shows you're not going to shop one industry from the next. You want to make a career out of this, which is really important for an employer, but it also shows you're willing to go above and beyond. When I see people working outside of a 9-to-5, I just lose it. Like, I want to hire that person. It shows ambition, it shows that they're serious about it, and they want to make a career out of it. So you can do a Facebook group, you can do a forum, whatever you're comfortable with. I've seen people do meetup groups. It's a great thing to build your credibility with your brand, your personal brand, as well as kill it in the interview.
Example of intentional slowness, right? And incorporating that into your daily routine, being aware of what's triggering these negative thoughts and behaviors and stresses and the roller coaster is very early on episode. First interview episode was with Zach, where first couple of days of the week he was really pushing. He was just struggling and hustling his tail off. And he's burning out.
And you just have to be able to sort of recognize what your patterns are and then build your life around those patterns. And who cares if those patterns are like less than par, right? Like you want to like be perfect, but you're not.
What he did is he had a motorcycle and he would take it and ride it up into the mountains.
And a friend of mine and I last Wednesday took a ride out to Red Rocks, this beautiful area just west of town. Took this big long loop, it was a couple of hours, and came back and I was refreshed. And so I decided I'm just going to do that every Wednesday.
It's this framework that you work within that it's like, hey, if I'm thinking this way, I'm going to figure out what the triggers are. I'm going to figure out how to get around it and to build these systems that allow you to be renewed, that allow you to, as Afif Khoury said in an episode, level out the peaks and valleys so that you can be more aware and have better work-life integration.
If you peaked, it means there's a valley. As long as you understand that there's a valley coming. If you know there's a valley, then you can equip yourself, right?
Hey gang, Michael Su here. Welcome to the first episode of Measure and Hack. Measure and Hack is a project that I'm working on to share the knowledge that I've learned as an entrepreneur over the last couple of years. In today's episode, I'm going to share with you the overarching framework of the path of success. Now, when I started out as an entrepreneur, I was super lucky to have met a bunch of mentors, teachers, buddies, and these people are all trying to get to the same place. You know, whatever their definition of success is, they're trying to get there. And people are super willing to share, super willing to help, and they taught me so much. And I've realized one thing over the years is that no matter what they talk about, no matter what terminology they use, everyone sort of, came to the right conclusion that there's 5 steps to the through the path of success. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So step 1 is vision. You got to have vision. The vision is the why you do what you do. It's the why you get up in the morning, right? So for personal, it might be the 6-pack abs. For family, it could be a happy marriage. And for business, it could be IPO or making $1 million or whatever it is that your goals are. So the more you can feel that day, when the day that you achieve your goal, the more you can visualize it, the more you can see it, the more you can feel it, the more you can taste it and smell it, the more likely it is that you are able to achieve it. So once you have a vision, that'd be great. You need the second step, which is a strategy. And strategy is what your grand plan is. It's the plan to success. You have a goal. How are you going to get there? This is the how you're going to get there. All right. So this is the what do you do? Who do you do it for? What market do I play in? What market do I not play in? What are my secret sauce? How am I going to win at this game? All right, this is your strategy. So once you have your vision, you have your strategy, you got to have your third step, which is the most important step in the path to success, which is execution. Execution is key. I have a ton of young entrepreneurs coming up to me these days and say, hey, Michael, I love what you do. I want to be successful. How do I do it, right? What they don't realize yet is that it's not the $1 million idea. It's not the, sexy, cool stuff. It's not what they make it look like on TV and on TechCrunch. It's the day in and day out that matters. It's the showing up every day. It doesn't matter if it's rain or shine. It's the 4 a.m., the 5 a.m., the weekends, the late nights, the times that there's no one around to see you. There's no one around to celebrate you. There's no one around to applaud you for what you're doing. That's the key. That's the key to success, all right? And then there's step 4 and step 5, which is, step 4 is measure, step 5 is hack, which is, the name of the series. This is what we're gonna focus on in this entire series. So measure, you have to measure what you do. You have to measure what you want change. You have to measure what you want done. It is only through measurement that we can know how we're doing. It is only through measurement that we can establish a baseline so we can make smarter goals. How do you know where you want to get to if you don't know where you are, right? Measurement let us know if we're doing well or not and what steps needed to be changed, which leads us to step 5, hacking your life, hacking your business, making things easier, hacking the execution so that it's easier, so that it's shorter, so that it takes less effort. It's more effective, it's more efficient, hacking your strategy, changing the way we play the game. Because maybe now that through measurement we have new ideas, we have new knowledge, we have new information. Maybe we didn't account for risk in the market that we didn't know about. We didn't account for, opportunity and resources that we didn't know we have.
When faced with a big challenge where potential failure seems to lurk at every corner, maybe you've heard this advice before. Be more confident. And most likely, this is what you think when you hear it. If only it were that simple. But what is confidence? Take the belief that you are valuable, worthwhile, and capable, also known as self-esteem. Add in the optimism that comes when you are certain of your abilities, and then empowered by these, act courageously to face a challenge head-on. This is confidence. It turns thoughts into action. So where does confidence even come from? There are several factors that impact confidence. 1, what you're born with, such as your genes, which will impact things like the balance of neurochemicals in your brain. 2, how you're treated. This includes the social pressures of your environment. And 3, the part you have control over, the choices you make, the risks you take, and how you think about and respond to challenges and setbacks. It isn't possible to completely untangle these 3 factors, but the personal choices we make certainly play a major role in confidence development. So, by keeping in mind a few practical tips, we do actually have the power to cultivate our own confidence. Tip 1, a quick fix. There are a few tricks that can give you an immediate confidence boost in the short term. Picture your success when you're beginning a difficult task. Something as simple as listening to music with deep bass. It can promote feelings of power. You can even strike a powerful pose or give yourself a pep talk. Tip 2, believe in your ability to improve. If you're looking for a long-term change, consider the way you think about your abilities and talents. Do you think they are fixed at birth, or that they can be developed, like a muscle? These beliefs matter because they can influence how you act when you're faced with setbacks. If you have a fixed mindset, meaning that you think your talents are locked in place, you might give up, assuming you've discovered something you're not very good at. But if you have a growth mindset and think your abilities can improve, a challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. Neuroscience supports the growth mindset. The connections in your brain do get stronger and grow with study and practice. It also turns out, on average, people who have a growth mindset are more successful, getting better grades, and doing better in the face of challenges. Tip 3, practice failure. Face it, you're going to fail sometimes. Everyone does. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 different publishers before one picked up Harry Potter. The Wright brothers built on history's failed attempts at flight, including some of their own, before designing a successful airplane. Studies show that those who fail regularly and keep trying anyway are better equipped to respond to challenges and setbacks in a constructive way. They learn how to try different strategies, ask others for advice, and persevere. So, think of a challenge you want to take on. Realize it's not going to be easy. Accept that you'll make mistakes, and be kind to yourself when you do. Give yourself a pep talk, stand up, and go for it. The excitement you'll feel knowing that whatever the result, you'll have gained greater knowledge and understanding. This is confidence.
Our next question comes to us from Michael R. He asks, I'm a graphic design major, but want to get into filmmaking. What do you recommend? That's a great question, Michael. Thank you so much for bringing that to our attention. So with regards to filmmaking, I actually asked our camera operator, Anthony Mojica. He owns Mojica Media, who is the production company that runs Live with Lisa. And his recommendation is to reach out and maybe try to find an internship. When you want to get into filmmaking, perhaps look for local production companies that are in your area. You could just simply do an internet search or Google search and cold call them. Introduce yourself, explain to them that you are a student, you're interested in getting into filmmaking, and see if there are any projects they have that you can volunteer your time for, and hopefully maybe they even have an internship position available, and maybe you can get school credit or even get a couple bucks in your pocket for doing something that you love. So check out your local production companies, see if they're offering any sort of volunteering time or internships, and that way you can kind of get your feet wet first before making a big investment in sometimes something that can cost you a little bit more than you want to spend. But find a way to volunteer your time, see if there's something you can help with, and hopefully it'll be a win-win situation for both parties. Best of luck.
Thank you to all my guests who joined me this week for our special California edition. I will leave you with a quote from Lao Tzu. Do the difficult things while they are easy, and the big things while they are small. A journey of 1,000 steps must begin with the first one. Have a positive week.
And what is the worst pickup line you've heard?
Worst pickup line? You know what? How tall are you? So that's by far the worst one. I think that, that's probably specific to me and anyone who's over 5'10", but that's got to be the worst, I think.
Live with Lisa TV is always looking for outstanding talent, sponsors, and entrepreneurs. If you want to be involved with production or wish to nominate an outstanding entrepreneur, contact us by visiting livewithlisa.tv.